Good evening. Welcome to Astrology Throwdown tonight, where we discuss my obsession with Napoleon, which never ends and it never quits. It's now very much on the head of Elvis Costello. I can see more and more every day that is Napoleon. I have to see him, okay? Anyway, so what did I find out today? That someone that I really like and admire and have appreciated was saying something nice about Elvis today. I'm really excited about it. Okay, little backstory. I used to be really into Conan O'Brien. Okay, thought he was amazing, and I know he loves history, and I really hope he is a part of this project. And I will say that I used to watch Conan O'Brien every single night, and I used to go to the city to see him, and anytime I was around him, he was super nice, and I even sent him art, and he sent me a nice letter back saying thank you. And he misspelled calendar, which I thought was so cute. Anyway, so who worked for him? A comedian named Robert Smigel, who's so funny, also so funny. Bob Odenkirk was also a writer for Conan. I like him a lot too. He was on Breaking Bad, and I talked to him once. He was cool too. So why do I like Robert Smigel so much? Because I saw him on Conan O'Brien. I know he's on Saturday Night Live, his writing partner from Harvard. You guys, we're on the same side. You know that. Okay? Anyway, the comedians. I'm a huge comedy fan, obviously. And Elvis is so funny. So, I used to love Triumph. Triumph is a vulgar little puppet. But man, I loved Triumph. I thought it was so funny. Triumph was a little rubber puppet. What kind? Rottweiler. Yeah, Triumph was a little Rottweiler with a laminated gold bow tie. And he was a little Don Rickles type puppet. That alone I love. And then one time, I loved this. Everything about Triumph I loved. I think one time even Triumph got near Don Rickles and he couldn't handle it. He's just melting down, just so much little rubber Rottweiler puppet. He couldn't do it. So basically what Triumph does is he says something nice about somebody. This is back in the 90s. He says, "Oh, you look really good today." He says, "For me to poop on." And that's the joke. So he'll say something nice, but he's really creative about it. And I'm going to have to put all this up. And one time, Triumph was laying into the Star Wars fans. That was the funniest thing ever. I watched that so many times. Anyway, so Robert Smigel is a super funny guy, and he was saying nice things about Elvis. And I just want to express how much I appreciate his talent. And I appreciate any... I know he didn't say anything nice about me, but he sort of did, because I do nothing but talk about Elvis. So I'm going to take that as goodwill, and I'm going to throw it right back. Anytime, any day, every day in every way. This is about getting along. This is about moving on. This is about a future where we can be happy. And I'm not listen, I've got agents around me for years. It's hard to talk about because it makes me look paranoid, okay? They're after me big time. But for a long time, I was like, oh, but if I talk about it, I'll look like I'm paranoid. They're after me like white on rice since 2018, my people, you know this. But they do crazy things, and then they hide, and then if I talk about the crazy things they do, then I look crazy. They have created that way. That's one of their tricks. They'll do things that, like, no one will believe you. No one will believe anybody's that crazy. That's what they count on. That's what I'm saying. A lot of their tricks rely on, like, humiliation and self-degradation. There's a lot of it. They're really disgracing themselves a lot for these tricks. That's surprising because you think they're so arrogant that they wouldn't want to disgrace themselves for the tricks, but that's how a lot of the tricks work. So basically, they disgrace themselves to me and pretend they're of a religion that they're not of. And then I'm going to have that experience because they've created it for me, because they're putting on a performance art, I guess. And then I'm going to tell my audience, oh, this person of this certain religion was behaving in this totally insane way. And then I'm going to sound like I'm attacking that religion. They've done that to me for years. They've been provoking me to attack that religion for years. That's one of their tricks. And then I looked into the internet and how angry the people of that religion are. And they're well aware that this group does this, disgracing them. But they have to scapegoat somebody because, of course, people are going to get so extremely angry with this behavior, this predatory, exploitative, marauding, threatening, intimidating, illegal behavior, all this terrible behavior. We're all perceiving it. They're just hoping you're going to direct your anger at the people of that religion, okay? And then they guilt trip us like we're after the people of that religion. No, they're after the people of that religion. They actually are the ones who are victimizing that religion. And they constantly accuse us, people like me, truthful people, of attacking that religion. I'm all for us moving forward, whatever religion you are. Let's move forward. Let's open our minds, be self-aware. And if you cherish your beliefs, or if they're your tradition and your culture, that's wonderful. What's wrong with that? I don't see a problem with that. So this the racism and the religious intolerance, I don't even think it's there. It's like fomented and created and pushed and pressured, and we are supposed to hate each other for all these reasons. Do you really care what people believe? I don't. Let's just get along. You know, what's the problem? See, someone's creating all these problems. Anyway, so when I see a step of reconciliation anywhere, my comedians, come on, let's laugh together. Let's be happy together. None of these differences really matter. We want to be happy. We want love. I know you guys are watching. I know you guys are watching. Of course I know. Come on, we need to move on. I can never talk to my twin flame who's Napoleon because of this group that controls all the influential people. The influential people know that I'm talking about real things, and the real things that I'm talking about affect them. And I think they kind of wish they were talking about them sometimes, but they can't. And I get it. Look, we're doing our best. I know that. We're all doing our best. Everybody, probably even that banking dynasty, is doing their best in their own way. But we have to move on. We just have to get away from them. We can find a way to live. We can find a way to be happy. We can find a way to not have satanic rituals in the middle of New York City. Because if this regime stays in charge, there's going to be more satanic rituals like that. Because I have shown beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt that it is quite obvious that the bombing of Dresden was a satanic ritual launched by the British government. British government. Who owns the British government? You see what I'm saying? That's where these satanic rituals are coming from. The people who own the British government. Okay? And they do things like the bombing of Dresden. And then you ask the British government, hey, English government, what was that about? And they'll go, we'll let you know. We'll ask a publicist to contact you about it. There's no reason except that it was a satanic ritual done on a satanic holiday, 2 days of a 3-day satanic holiday named Lupercalia. Okay, and I remember that. I really do remember a past life where I lived in Dresden. And I do remember the bombing of Dresden. Okay, I remember it. I remember the first day and the second day I died. That's what happened. That's what I remember. And I think it put me into a very traumatic frame of mind that I might still be in. And I had a very traumatic childhood. So I kind of wonder if that put me into like a bad frequency that's been really difficult for me to get out of. Anyway, so I think it was my destiny to have been in Dresden and with Napoleon and all. I can't remember more past lives. I do remember something in the United States in the 1800s. I do remember that. I can tell Elvis has some memories that I think he's trying to remind me of. There's a lot of past life stuff going on right now with us and Van. I know there's a past life thing with Van too. So I'm starting to remember things. It's incredible. We really do have past lives if we start to allow ourselves to remember these things. But some of them I can't forget, and I can't forget Napoleon because he's my other half. He really is. I mean, right or wrong, I'm with Napoleon. He's Napoleon. You know, I mean, there's no, if it's Napoleon, I'm there. Please help me get back to him because that's my everything. I can't take this. And he can't either. Look at him. He cannot stand this. What's being done to us is cruel and unnecessary. And our reunion is obviously a huge threat to the banking dynasty. And if you do me the grace of listening to the memoirs, if you haven't already, you will see the role that banking dynasty played. You can't see the banking dynasty, but you can see the plants, the infiltrators, all of the horrible behavior that was targeted at Hortense and Napoleon. Everything was done to destroy their lives and to keep them apart and to keep them not understanding each other. This was all on purpose. So, I keep hearing there's a Matrix movie. I have not been watching movies, but I hear there's a Matrix movie. Such things. Such thing as a Matrix movie, I hear. And in this Matrix movie, Trinity and Neo are somehow necessary to the system. I'm saying this like everybody knows who Trinity and Neo are. I mean, I barely know. I can't watch this stuff. It's too much for me. So it's so funny because I'm like the red pill person, but I don't like it. So Trinity and Neo are needed for, the fake system, the big Matrix fake system, but they can't get together because somehow something else happens. It seems like that. Like we both have to be here, but we can't get together because if we get together, I think the whole fake thing will collapse. I can feel it is collapsing. I know it's collapsing. I hope other people can feel it. It's collapsing. I know it is. I can feel it. So the dynasty is collapsing, and all the Adolf Eichmanns out there who want to be the last ones, you guys are gonna get caught. You guys are gonna get caught. You guys are gonna get caught. Okay, the last Adolf Eichmanns that want to hang in there for the drugs or the Satanism or the girls or the orgies, whatever it is that's got you hooked, or secrets or whatever has got you hooked to be an Adolf Eichmann of right now. I wouldn't stay close to that dynasty right now. Okay? And all my other predictions have been pretty accurate. Everybody knows that. So it's time. It's time to move on. We can find a new way if we talk. But the people that bang pots outside my house and then do 6 hours of fireworks because they have a pretext. There's children here. There's elderly people here. There's flammable neighborhoods here. 6 hours practically of fireworks because they had a pretext. This is a family beach kind of place. This is middle of the woods, middle of the farmland, and 6 hours of fireworks. And before I brought it up on the stream, like war zone type. So think about the people who have post-traumatic stress disorder, people who have pets. Pets can't handle that. Think about the people who have, epilepsy. All kinds of things can be triggered by war zone type fireworks. 6 hours. Okay, so whoever's authorizing that, whoever's allowing that, whoever thinks that that's okay, that could have easily caused a fire, it certainly was not a celebration of the freedom of the United States to me. Was it a celebration of the occupation of the United States to them? That I have wondered. Maybe that's how they celebrate their occupation of our nation. Anyway, I mean, the best thing would be if I could somehow even appeal to them and ask them to consider their humanity, and that whatever path they're on is going to lead to more enslavement and more entrapment, because what I've learned as the target of organized Satanism, and that is what it is, I have learned that the people who work in organized Satanism are the most brainwashed people, the most trapped people. They have the most limited number of options. They can't tell the truth. They can't be themselves. They can't be honest about their past or their present. They're scammers. So they have to constantly wonder what lies they've told. Their life is a nightmare because they are completely trapped by the lies that they tell and that have been told to them. And then they come and reach their claws out to me to try to take my freedom because they resent that I can be free. I am free. I'm not free because I'm quarantined perpetually by liars, but I am free here. I can think for myself and I can change and I can do all kinds of things that they can't do. So it shows you that organized Satanism is about slavery and entrapment. And that's what they're always trying to do to us, right? Because that's what it's about. So what kind of entity is the divinity of organized Satanism? It's someone who really, 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 really likes to parasite on humans. Because that's what he's doing when he hurts us and traps us and enslaves us. He's parasiting on our energy. And he's keeping us at his level. So everything around organized Satanism is enslavement. And I understand that people were born into it. It's not their fault. I'm learning so much about the way it works from having such a precious connection to Elvis. And I think we can work everything out. I really do. And it would be win-win scenarios. Win-win scenarios. There's always that fear, oh, if things change, these things are going to be bad for the rich people. They're not going to be bad for the rich people because the rich people hopefully are going to want to enter into win-win scenarios. Only win-win scenarios. We can find a way to help people and give everyone chances. Chances. Is that too much? And I'm saying this again, if I could be given the magical right of funding things, let me fund things. And how would you pay for that? You would pay for that by honoring the money, honoring the things that I fund. So if I'm funding schools, or I'm funding martial arts, or if I'm funding gun training, if I'm funding bridges, that money, honor that money. We could do everything this way if you would just honor the money. PayPal money is just numbers on a screen. It's not real money at all. It's only money because it buys things. So my money would be as real as PayPal's money if it bought things. It's that simple. I'm telling you, it's flipping a switch. And if people will honor my money, I can spend it doing good. And then I can decide who gets money. And you support that right. The right of me to decide who gets money. I would fund art. I would fund comedy. I would fund chances, manufacturing, agriculture. I would just be money bags to fund good works. And you would pay for it by honoring the money, treating it like money, wanting it. And I would do anything to back it up and to fulfill my responsibility to uphold the money as long as I can. That is a promise. That's a duty. That it's not some wonderful gravy train for me. It would be a huge responsibility, but it would be worth it to me to know that I'm helping people. And if it were done transparently, you could see exactly what I'm doing and you would see that what I'm doing is good. And then I would ask the people who receive this money from me, from my limitless wealth that I won because I did beat that banking dynasty in the trial. And if you would give to me this right, I would ask the recipients of the money to show us the good it does. And we could all benefit by watching. See, we would create more Tanster projects. And we would find out, say we fund a beautiful farm in South America. Okay. There are these people in South America, and they want to have a farm and they want to work it, and they feel that's going to bring them independence and they'll make enough money to buy the things that they need and they'll get involved in commerce. And just imagine that. And some rich person in East Hampton or something, just so happens to have 100,000 million acres in Brazil. Okay? What if he just makes a deal and gives them a chance to, to work the land until they can buy it themselves and live on it and have a chance? And the person who owns it would just be taking money from them. And then I could help fund it or something. You know what I mean? Just work it out. And then get them to show us how it helps them. Can you imagine how beautiful that would be? Just to have the pleasure to see that good thing happen. And we would have that just if you would take my offer and honor my money. It is a solution. I could fund everything. That's good if you would honor the money. It's that simple. And you would have to trust me, and I would show you why you should trust me. And if you don't trust me, take the job from me. That's how it should be. We are unnecessarily living in a nightmare right now. Yeah, I'm going to stop it here. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good evening.